Dear friends, hello, everyone. Today we have a very interesting lesson, and it will be interesting for beginners, because it is set up for those who are not yet familiar with the chart, do not know how to set it up correctly, what tools to use, and accordingly I will help you with this today. Look, we have a benzene chart open, so we're not using the basic version. Note that if you use the basic version, you will not have any additional tools to analyze. It is TradingView that you and I use. First of all, what you need to do. First of all, when you open a chart, you need to get it right. Narrow or widen. That is, look, if you move your mouse up and down on the price scale here, then, accordingly, your chart will expand or contract. The schedule should be normal, that is, not greatly expanded. No way. Because some people expand like that, and then they don't realize where we have paranormal bars, where we have bars. That is normal, adequate, and, let's say, some people can calculate the ATR correctly, can choose correctly the bars to be taken for calculation. You need to make the graph like this so that it's not very expansive. And to keep the bars from smearing across the screen. Next, there's a timeline at the bottom. If you move left and right in this way, then, accordingly, your chart will narrow and widen. What's it for? So there you go, if you expand the chart, accordingly, you will see a certain part that you can look at more filigree and more detail. If you narrow it down, you'll see the chart history as well. But you're going to have a very hard time setting levels. Therefore, in order to set normal, adequate levels, you need to expand the chart, see how the bars close there, paranormal bars, whether there is any level at all, and only then set the level. Next. What tools I'm using here, we have to open a Ben terminal. But I'll tell you more about the TradingView terminal, it's basically the same. I'll tell you how to use this terminal now, and then we'll move on to another terminal. I mean, look, we've got some toolbars on the side here. This is where we can choose different lines with you in order to draw some specific formations on the chart. But we'll start with levels. First, in order to draw levels, I don't use candles, I use bars, because bar analysis is closer for me, and I can see the levels so much better and clearer. And accordingly, I use a horizontal line. But I use a horizontal line along with a magnet. For what? For the fact that we have levels drawn at highs and lows strictly. We don't graph just like that, we don't take it and put it up. If you just set the level to the maximum right here, you can clearly get to this very maximum. Hovering over this bar, you can see that the maximum of this bar here is 23,000. You can, of course, go into the settings here and change the coordinates and put 23,000. But it's long enough. That's why you and I are taking the magnet. Accordingly, we take and pull up here to this maximum cursor, and the cursor is magnetized directly penny for penny at this price, that is, $23,000. That's how we set the levels. You can also use the horizontal beam for levels. What's it for? Here, for example, we have a paranormal bar going, and you want to put the paranormal bar level here at the minimum. That is, when you open the chart, you will already realize that you have a level here by this bar. This bar founded this level, there was a touch here, there were false breakouts here, and so on. And if you just put a horizontal line, you may forget what bar you drew the level on in the first place and where it comes from. So you can still use a horizontal line. Next, we also have arrows here for pointing. And you can sign it with text, for example. BSU, for example, you can write the bar that formed the level. To specify additionally. Next, you can use more beam. We need the beam to draw trends. But when I plot trends, I don't use a magnet. We narrow the chart a little bit and, accordingly, in order to draw the trend better. For example, right now the main trend on Bitcoin is downward. We take the beam, put it at the maximum. Connecting like this is the main Bitcoin downtrend. Also, this major trend has various accelerations. These accelerations, you can also draw the first acceleration. Let's say that we have here an acceleration that was more precise. Then we have here, for example, an acceleration, a downtrend. But again, you see, not exactly. You can expand the chart like this to draw the trend more accurately. We put on the maximum and connect to the maximum nearest. That's the trend we're going with. So we're using a beam. Next, here we have a panel. There are various villas. Shifa villas, tilted fan, box, Ghanas. It's all unnecessary. I don't use it. It's unnecessary. I only use the Fibonacci correction. You can incur. That's the way to expand it. You can change the style in the settings. For example, if you are comfortable looking at everything in one color, you can make all lines everywhere in one color. And you will already realize that you have these lines from the Fibonacci correction. For example, if you expand and you set other levels in other colors, you will already understand that this is a corrective level. Okay. Moving on to the next one. We have a brush here. And accordingly you can draw some formations with the brush. We also have a rectangle. I use the rectangle to highlight some, like savings and so on. For example, text. Again, you can use different footnotes, arrows. Arrows. I use these to understand what bar, for example. Founded the level, which bar the level confirmed. For example, I will put an up arrow here and draw a level here, take a horizontal line, put a level here, that is, this bar has formed a level, for example. Next, I'm also using a long position here, a short position here. That's when you trade futures. For example, you want to go long at this point, and you want to calculate here. Stop loss and take profit. Take a long position. Put here as your entry point. Your goal, for example, to close under the resistance level of 13%. And stop, put for example here, yes. And here will be your such a deal. You can also make from a short position to a short date range you can use to see how much time we have. For example, the instrument stood in accumulation, or how long the instrument has been out. Out of this accumulation was in the trend. You can also use the price range to see how much of a percentage increase did. Instrument. For example, here's after yesterday. Yes, we had the Fed meeting, the rate hike, the momentum on Bitcoin, and so 12%, 11 to 12% growth did Bitcoin. If you're just going to use a ruler, first of all, you're going to have a ruler indicating what the price here was originally, and what price we've got the instrument up to, plus percentages. But if you click somewhere in an empty space, the ruler will disappear, and the price range does not disappear from the chart. These are the kind of tools I use when trading, nothing else. We also have time frames. Here you can use the time frame you are trading on. And, accordingly, there are, of course, technical indicators. But I don't use technical indicators when trading futures. Next, a cotton sheet. So what is the best way to create that very same watch list for yourself? Look, let's say futures. If you are trading futures, you have an asterisk right here and a line going like this. These are your favorite coins. I analyze absolutely all coins that are traded on futures. Somewhere around 135 to 140. I don't remember exactly. And accordingly, you see, there's an asterisk like this right here. You click on it, the star lights up yellow. So a dime has been added to your watch list. And accordingly, you see, I have almost all the coins highlighted. Add it to favorites. Also, if you click on the star right here, here they are. These are all the coins you'll have here in your favorites. Accordingly, when you analyze coins, you will just look at the pictures in this way, quickly leafing through everything and look. Let's say here we include the first coin. Look there in KN to conduct their some nearest level, for example. This resistance level is the nearest we will take. Here we have it coming from this bar that we had a bounce off of. Further breakdown, retracement, confirmation from below, shorting. And, accordingly, you can already see that the instrument is not far from the level. It does not roll back. Switching to a 4-hour clock there. You can see that on the 4-hourly there is no near pullback from the level, there is a pullback. You switch to the clockwork there. And, accordingly, if you are already interested in the coin, more filigree, you start looking at it. Let's say their NKN you will take along above the level on momentum. Then you switch back to the daily chart and analyze the chart on all coins, absolutely on all coins. This is as convenient as possible in order to view all these pictures quickly. Next, you can use the TradingView platform. TradingView is also very handy. It also has all the absolute tools. There are so many different indicators. There's just a huge number of them here. You can dig around here, you might find something interesting. Also, TradingView has a lot of time frames down to 1 second. Respectively. There's an interesting thing called a market simulator. See, for example, you can take a market simulator like this and cut the chart. Then you can watch the price move. Yes, just like that, you can flip through and see how some levels or trends worked out. Next, there's a watch list. That is, here you can create a watch list, a list of those instruments that you are trading. I've got one. You can close it, you can open it, you can click here and add them here. You can also flip through absolutely all instruments, just like you can on Binance in principle. Just like that, you flip through and look at all the coins. What you will do with them, how you will trade and analyze them. Okay, next. There are many more different tools here at TradingView. There are a large number of traders here who do chart analysis. And accordingly, you can look at their scripts. Here, for example, someone has done an analysis. Hello everyone, this is Bicycle. This is a video look at Minetitod. Listen, watch, read. And accordingly. To sit in various chat rooms, Binance Futures chat room, Forex, there's the American market, Forex, oil, gold, everything in the world, binary options. It's a very interesting platform. I'm analyzing absolutely everything here, too. And the stock market and cryptocurrency. Accordingly, you can do the same. Basically, that's what today's lesson is. To add a coin to the watch list, you click the plus sign right here and select, let's say, this one. You can press it. or remove yes, and you will have this instrument here in the sheet. No matter what instrument, you can add anything you want to this euro, dollar. So, that's how I decided that it's not worth doing a webinar on this lesson, because the topic is too simple for beginners, and there's no need for explanations. So if you found this tutorial useful, please give it a like. I wish you all good cheer. Bye bye, everybody.